Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel for another week of a yoga session with me. Today we are going to just practice a short grounding blend. A short grounding session. It's just a really nice way to balance yourself, especially if you're feeling perhaps quite emotional, maybe even just a little bit sort of not quite, a bit floaty. It can really bring yourself down and connect with your surface beneath you, bring yourself inward, draw your focus inward. And so you'll notice today that I'm doing very little, I'm actually not doing any balancing at all. We're really staying steady on our feet, so we can actually really activate, especially the soles of your feet, and using your pelvis to make yourself feel grounded, and really focusing on your spine as well. What I've got burning at the moment is what have I got? I've actually got peace at the moment, which is a lovely, I don't know if you can actually see, it's all back to front. It has a combination of the grounding blends is frankincense and just vetiver, which is beautiful in this combination, and lavender, and a little bit of spearmint as well. I'm really loving that. And also another one that you could use, which is actually called grounding blend, is Anchor, which is from the yoga collection actually. And from memory, if I think about all the grounding earthy oils it's got in here, it's got frankincense, cinnamon, and sandalwood in that one as well. And then obviously you've got Balance, which is another grounding blend as well. Really, I especially really love using these blends when I am studying. So you really want to be focused and on point. So I'm just going to pop this to the side and meet you on your mat. Just grabbed a strap and 2 blocks just in case. So to really begin with, just taking a cross-legged position, and we'll start with a meditation to begin with, or just to focus on your breath to start with. So if you'd like to lower your gaze, or you can even close your eyes and place your hands wherever they feel comfortable, and really focusing on lengthening your spine. And noticing how your rib cage moves as you breathe in and out. And just noticing the parts of your body that are touching your mat. So that can be your bottom, back of your legs, your feet, just allowing your arms and shoulders to be heavy. Just noticing the temperature of your body, or perhaps your environment. just checking in with yourself how you're feeling today. And knowing that you can always adjust your practice according to your own physical and emotional needs. And I just invite you to visualize a light beaming down from the sky above, straight, bright line of light, and as it enters the top of your head and following your spine and entering the earth beneath you. And this white beam of light travels down to the centre of the earth. Making that connection of above and below. And just making sure your breath is natural as possible. And now visualising this beam of light travelling back up from the centre of the earth, back up your spine to the sky above. And then when you're ready, just opening your eyes if they're closed. And then bringing your hands by your side. And then on the inhale, raising your hands above your head, palms touching. And then exhale, slowly releasing your hands back down to your mat. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, release. Taking another inhalation. And then exhale, release. Taking your left hand to the mat as you inhale, raising your opposite arm up and over, feeling the stretch down your right hand side of your body. And then exhale, releasing your opposite hand back down to the mat as you inhale, raising your opposite arm up and over. And just seeing if you can notice a difference on each side of your body. Or there might not be a difference, they might be exactly the same. And then exhale, release, coming back to centre. And then coming on to all fours, so bringing your wrists underneath your shoulders, fingers spread, your knees hip width apart underneath your hips. And then coming into an inhale as you lift your chest looking forward, lifting your chin and tailbone. Exhale, tucking your tailbone under, tucking your chin to chest. Squeezing out the air of your lungs. Inhale, lifting your chest, lifting your tailbone, looking forward. Exhale, rounding your back. Tucking your tailbone under. And then one more, inhale, lifting your chest, looking forward, lifting your tailbone, and then exhale, coming back into your neutral position. And then extending both of your legs, coming into plank, just for one brief moment. Taking a few breaths here as you lower down onto your forearms. Looking forward, activating your Mula Bandha, and then just gently lowering your hips down to the mat and releasing your toes. Staying here for a few breaths. And then just moving your hands so they're shoulder width at shoulder height on either side. And then on the inhale, pushing your hands into the mat as you lift your chest, looking forward. Exhale, lowering your chest back down. Inhale, pushing into the mat, lifting your chest, lifting your chin up towards the ceiling if it feels okay. Exhale, lowering your chest back down. One more. Inhale, lifting your chest, looking forward, holding here for a few breaths. Exhale, releasing your chest, tucking your toes under. Inhale, and then exhale, coming into your downward facing dog. Using your hands to push into the mat as you lift your hips behind you. Your heels might be off the mat. For some of you might be able to have your heels on the mat. Even keeping your knees bent as well is also comfortable, just depending on where you're at. See if you can always extend your chest towards your thighs, lengthening your spine. I always like to just use this time to massage the back of my legs by alternating my heels up and down, swaying my hips from side to side. And then taking a big bend in my knees, walking my feet up to my hands, placing my hands on my shins as I inhale, half forward lift, so lifting my chest, looking forward. Exhale, full forward fold, so allowing my whole torso to be heavy. Letting my arms just hang, maybe my hips can sway from side to side. And then on the inhale, rolling your back, your spine up to standing, head being the last join. And then coming into Tadasana. Have your palms facing forward, just letting your shoulders be heavy. Noticing your breath. Using your drishti in front of you and taking a moment just to take your toes off your mat, perhaps putting a lot of your weight into back of your heels, and then gently bringing your toes to the mat and then just shifting your weight to the front of your toes and then just rocking back and forth ever so slightly, and then shifting your weight from one foot to the other foot. And then coming back to center, taking an inhale, raising your hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bending your knees, allowing your hips to sink, coming into your chair posture. Staying here for a few breaths, bringing your hands back down into Anjali Mudra. See if you can just sink that little bit more. And then hooking your right elbow over your left thigh. Staying here for a few more breaths. Exhale, releasing your elbow. Inhale, come up to standing, shooting your hands up above your head. Exhale, releasing your hands by your side. Coming back into Tadasana once more. Using your drishti to focus. Letting your shoulders be heavy. Inhale. Inhale, raising your hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bending your knees, allowing your hips to sink. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. See if you come into chair pose a little bit deeper. Hooking your left elbow over your right thigh for a twist. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up to standing, shooting your hands above your head. Exhale, hands by your side. Well done, everyone. Coming back to the back of your mat. As you inhale, raising your hands above your head, palms touching. Exhale, full forward fold. So taking your hands in front of your shins. As you inhale, half forward lift. Exhale, full forward fold. Just letting your arms dangle down. Swaying your hips from side to side. Using your hands to walk away from your body, so placing your palms on your mat as you come into your downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. On your next exhale, lowering your knees back down to the mat, releasing your toes, and just bringing your hips to your heels, lowering your head to the mat, extending your arms away from your body, closing down your eyes if that feels good. And then inhale, gently bring your head off your mat, using your hands to lift your torso back up. Shifting your legs out of the way as you bring your bottom onto the mat, extending your legs along your mat as well. And just bringing your hands by your side. Your fingers are pointing forward. And really focus on extending your arms, lengthening your arms, but also lengthening your spine. So you're lifting your chest, looking forward, but also not in a way where you're tensing your shoulders. So there's sort of a softness in between. And allowing your toes and feet to be active, your toes pointing up towards the ceiling. This is Tadasana. Staff position. Good way just to allow your breath to soften, to perhaps slow down. And then from here, bending your knees and just bringing your feet, soles of your feet, so they're hip width apart. So they're probably just a little bit wider to what they normally would be. And then on the next inhale, using your hands to push into the mat and your feet as you lift your hips off your mat and coming into a reverse tabletop, allowing your head to drop back, lifting your hips towards the ceiling, taking a few breaths. Exhale, slowly lowering your hips back down to your mat. Lifting your hands away, wrapping them around your shins, giving yourself a little cuddle, dropping your head to your knees. Inhale, lifting your head off your knees, coming onto your back. Drawing your knees towards your chest, wrapping your arms around your shins again, just rocking from side to side, gently massaging back. And taking your feet to the mat and having your hands by your side, your arms by your side, wherever they feel comfortable, and just letting your knees drop to the side. So sometimes there's just a little lift up with your hip. If you feel like you could use some support under your knees, you can always use a cushion or a pillow, or if you have a block as well. Closing down your eyes if that feels good, or you can just soften your gaze. And then inhale, bringing your knees back to centre and just letting them drop to the opposite side. And then bringing your knees on the inhale back to centre, extending your legs, coming into Shavasana. Taking a blanket if you need to, or any bolsters or anything, putting socks on your feet, clothing, an eye pillow, whatever you need to enjoy your Shavasana experience, and just allow your body to be heavy, noticing your connection between your body and your mat. And then create some movement by wriggling your toes and fingers, maybe stretching your hands above your head, pointing your toes, rolling to your side for a moment. And then just using your top hand to push yourself up into a seated position. And back into crossed legs, bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Oh, I hope you gain some benefit from that grounding practice. Until next time, see you again. Bye for now.